It's me, Mr. P, for chapter 20 of Snoop. Thank you for joining me, and also thanks for being patient if you've been waiting for these videos to be uploaded. I've been particularly busy this last week at school. I'm a teacher, by the way. Anyways, thank you for waiting patiently. Chapter 20, Snoop. I'm starting to believe I should thank Martin for breaking both my legs. School has gotten so uncomfortable that I'm grateful I don't have to go there in person. I don't have a friend in the entire building except Ethan, and even he doesn't stick up for me anymore. He used to be my partner when we'd split into pairs to solve the super challenge problem in math. Now he teams up with Ben Havlicek. Mr. Grimes tries to be a cheerleader for me, but it just doesn't make a difference. How can I stick up for myself when I'm not really there? When three girls ask if they can be a triple, that leaves me the odd man out. I know how you feel, buddy. Insult to injury, Lacey is partnering with Maddox, which really hurts, since he's about as good at math as he is at not being a jerk. She's made it very clear that she has much interest in working with me as she has in getting stuffed into a cannon and launched into the ionosphere. I study Mr. Grimes on my laptop screen. He seems torn. He can force somebody to be my partner. He doesn't want to do it, though, because that would be like shining a spotlight on the fact that I can't buy, beg, borrow, or steal one. His main focus is teaching math, but surely he's noticed how unpopular I've become these days. I'll lone wolf it, I volunteer, putting on a brave face. Mr. Grimes shoots me a look that's half sympathy, half gratitude. All I can think of is that someday my broken legs will heal. How will I show my face in the school ever again? I wish I'd never heard a needle nose or the chairman of the board. On Friday, as class is breaking up, Maddox announces, "Can't wait to see everybody at my party tomorrow." Then he walks up to the whiteboard, leers into the camera, and drawls, "Too bad Carter can't make it. He's the only one who won't be there." He finishes with a cake-eating grin that is calculated to fill me with rage. It's unbelievably successful. How low can you get? How mean? Maddox knows I can go places. He saw me at the doctor's office. I'm in a wheelchair, not a prison cell. The reason I won't be going to Maddox's party is I wasn't invited. The whole class was, except for me. I'll bet that jerk doesn't even want to have a party. He's only doing it so he can exclude me because he's still salty about the hat thing and the cops. As the class breaks up to move on to period 2, I notice Ethan turning his face pointedly away from the whiteboard, almost like he's avoiding eye contact with me. He's ashamed of himself because he's planning to go to the party when he should be boycotting it out of solidarity with his best friend. Maddox isn't finished rubbing it in yet. We've got pickleball, mini golf, and don't forget your bathing suits because we're opening up the hot tub. It's gonna be electric. He turns back to the camera and adds, "We'll miss you, buddy." I slam down the cover of my laptop so hard, it's amazing I don't put it through the table. Scene change. It's heating up. Saturday is cloudless and sunny. The first warm day of spring. Doesn't it figure? Maddox is getting perfect weather for his party. I stayed up half the night praying for rain and maybe a couple of tornadoes, but no luck. I'm able to do 9 pull-ups on the low branch, a personal record, just because I'm so aggravated. I'm passing cars on my wheelchair speed trials. Okay, not really. But when I'm upset, I can go pretty fast. And when I think about this party, I'm tempted to sign up for the Indy 500. This morning, I called Ethan on our landline and asked if he could sneak over so we could all hang out today. I wonder how many of you actually know what a landline is. Yeah, I'm old, so I know what it is. Sorry, I get distracted sometimes. His answer, can't. My mom needs me to help her at Costco, and then I have to babysit my little sister. And then it was a whole babbled list of chores and errands that couldn't be accomplished in 3 weeks, much less one Saturday afternoon. In other words, Ethan, the traitor, is going to Maddox's party. By lunchtime, I'm so down that Mom is worried about me. I'm dropping Martin off at a friend's house, and then I have to photograph a wedding reception. Are you going to be okay on your own? Peachy, I grumble into my sandwich. Maybe if you're really bored, she offers, it would be okay if you use your computer, just for today. I'm not in the mood to give her the satisfaction of thinking she's made me happy. No thanks, you're just going to take it away again tonight. Still, when the two of them drive off, leaving me in the onion room in my wheelchair, I'm starting to regret sticking to my principles. With my computer, I could at least catch up on some videos, but even the prospect of new versions of the Chattanooga Chop doesn't do much for me anymore. My focus is on Maddox's place, where I'm not invited to the most important party of history of 7th grade. I've been to the Miller home a couple of times over the years. It's a great house, but what's really awesome is the backyard. There's a paved basketball court, probably where the pickleball is going to be, a giant hot tub, a real 9-hole mini golf course with a working windmill and maybe some new stuff I haven't seen yet. I can't stand Maddox, but I'm kind of obsessed with his yard. Even though I could take advantage of any of that stuff with my 2 broken legs, it truly stinks to be left out of his party. I picture that amazing backyard with most of the 7th grade in it. Everybody's smiling, laughing, having a great time. Someone should put up a sign on the front gate. Danger, toxic waste dump. The chairman of the board should appreciate that. It's a lot better than hat. That's for sure. The harder I try to get my mind off that lousy party, the more I keep seeing it in my head. It's like a panorama, shown in a sweeping arc from above, almost the way you'd see it. I sit bolt upright in my wheelchair. The way you'd see it from a drone. Maddox might be able to keep my physical body out of his party, but I'm going to be there anyway. I'll be the eye in the sky. Scene change. Speaking of eyes. Scene change. It's easy enough to spot Maddox's backyard on the screen of the drone controller. A lot of the properties on the street are just as big, but the water in that giant hot tub reflects the sun like a mirror. Also, there's a mini traffic jam out front. Kids getting dropped off. I can't help but thinking that if this was my party, you could hold it in a bathroom stall and still have room for it to feel empty. Pretty soon, I'm directly over the house, looking down on the festivities. Considering that cars are continuing to arrive out front, there are already a lot of people in the backyard. The pickleball game is in full swing, ringed by an enthusiastic audience and a lineup of prospective players. Kids are playing mini golf too. Everywhere on the broad lawn, huge inflatable beach balls are being bounced around, fingertip to fingertip from the jumping, heaving throng of guests. I have no sound, of course, but I'm sure there's loud music and a lot of yelling. It would serve Maddox right if I called it a noise complaint, but another mouthful of paper napkin would make me gag. I bring the drone closer in for a better view. Although, why I want one is a good question. All I'm seeing is the really great event I'm being shut out of. And as much as I blame it on Maddox, I bet there isn't anyone else there who misses me. I am warm guts to my classmates. And the worst part is, there's no way I can possibly turn it around. Not when my only connection to my fellow 7th graders is on Zoom. I'm so wrapped up in how miserable I am that I'm not paying enough attention to operating the drone, which is heading lower and lower. That's a terrible idea because now I'm close enough to see individual faces. Everybody's having a great time. Everybody but me. Maddox's dad is starting to hand around hot dogs and hamburgers, hot off the barbecue. It's the biggest outdoor grill I've ever seen. And, is that a pizza oven? I slump in my wheelchair. There's Ethan, helping himself to a slice. It looks amazing. I had a tuna salad sandwich for lunch. On whole wheat. Yuck! Then suddenly, Ethan is staring straight at me. That can only mean one thing. He spotted the drone. I pull it up away, but his gaze follows. I can read the guilt in his face. He knows it's me, and I've caught him in the act. After he gave me a laundry list of everything he had to do today, conveniently leaving out Maddox's party. But I see something else in his eyes. Pity. He feels sorry for me. Although not as sorry as I feel for myself. I whirl away from the party to take stock. Ethan's right about one thing. Why am I doing this? Why am I risking my mom's drone to spy on Maddox and his big bash when I know that all it's going to do is create jealousy and unhappiness? Am I really so delusional that I believe this is going to make me feel better when in reality it's only making me feel worse? Or is there another explanation? For example, am I honestly that bored? It's not impossible. Week after week, being stuck at home with 2 broken legs can have an effect on a guy. But there's another possibility. One, I'm reluctant to admit, even to myself. I've turned into a compulsive Snoop. Okay, I lost my spot. I got excited. I snooped with the police cameras, I snooped with the private security cameras, and now I can't use those anymore. I'm snooping with Mom's drone. When all this is over and I've got my legs and my life back, what will stop me from being a Snoop? The cameras will always be there. So will the drone. That's how snooping gets to you. It's all out there waiting for you. Everything under the sun. Everything except the secret of how to quit. By now, the Miller's awesome hot tub is running, kicking up a spray like Niagara Falls. A lot of the kids have stripped down to bathing suits and are climbing into the steaming water. And it looks good. Because my casts can't get wet, I haven't had so much as a lousy shower in weeks. All sponge baths. Maddox gets in first, flexing his muscles before submerging them in the bubbling water. He's followed by Lacey and the rest of the chairmen. The king, the queen, and the lords and ladies in waiting. Now that's something I'd like to put a sign on. How about idiot soup? Maddox should appreciate that. He's such a fan of signs. Ethan gets in there too. Bad enough he's a traitor, but the fact that he's having such a good time doing it is really grinding my gears. It's amazing how many kids fit into that hot tub. It's practically a mini pool. Mrs. Miller tosses in an armload of pool noodles, and pretty soon a major battle is going on. It looks like just about the most fun anybody's ever had. I can't stand it anymore. I'm out of here. I'm going to fly Mom's drone so far away that you won't be able to find it with GPS. But I guess I use a little too much wrist action on the joystick. The drone executes a deep, sweeping U-turn and just barely nudges a tall crystal pitcher of pink lemonade, one that's sitting a little too close to the edge of the table. The pitcher topples almost in slow motion. First, the lemonade spills all over the place, the ice cubes hitting the patio like hailstones. Then, the big crystal jug overbalances and shatters into a million pieces on the hard surface. No! I pull the drone out so fast, but not so fast that I miss seeing Mr. and Mrs. Miller running onto the scene to make sure their barefoot guests don't abandon the steaming tub onto a patio now covered in broken glass. I wonder what the sign the chairman of the board would choose to put on that scene if they weren't all trapped in the hot tub. My suggestion? No dancing. Nah, they'd never come up with something that good. I fly the drone home and get it back on its base in the garage. In my defense, I can honestly say that I never planned to dive bomb Maddox's party with razor-sharp shards of crystal. When Mom gets home a couple hours later, she pokes her head into the onion room and shoots me a nervous look. I hope you didn't spend your day moping around feeling sorry for yourself, Carter. How was your afternoon? You know what? I reply. It was a lot better than I expected it to be. And that is the end of chapter 20. Thank you for joining me.